Hey everyone, it's just Dave here. I'm going to show you guys, often if you're up fishing and enjoying the outdoors, a big part of that is having a campfire. So I'm up here with Andrew. We are going to go fishing tomorrow, but we're going to enjoy a little bit of a fire tonight, and just thought we'd quickly show you how we typically do it. Big debate in the family is the log cabin approach versus the teepee approach. I used to be a teepee guy, but now more onto a log cabin, and show you what that means, and hopefully be able to get one going here with the pressure onto the recording. So as I said, log cabin. The key to any good fire, though, is some good dry newspaper to get it started. Obviously, not something you're going to have available to you in the middle of the woods, but a key requirement when you're trying to build a fire. And if you have it available, definitely recommend using it. I usually use a couple of sections as much as I have on hand, and I'm just twisting it up so it's got a bit of bite to it, so that when it does catch a flame, it's going to burn, but it's not going to burn too rapidly. So I set those up in the middle, and then what I'm going to do is use just a few logs to sort of set up this log cabin. I was saying there's one in here from a previous fire someone's had, and you're really just kind of making a bit of a windbreak almost that you can brace your logs on your kindling. We're then fortunate, I've got a wood pile that's got some good bark. This is really good kindling to get your fire going and get it started. So I'm just breaking this up into relatively small pieces, and I just put this right on top of the newspaper. Take a lighter, and I'll look to get that going as I'm adding some twigs. That one's a bit of a dud. And you're just looking to get this going. The paper will catch pretty quickly as long as it's reasonably dry. Continue to break this stuff up, and the bark will work really well as long as it's dry again. You just want little pieces, enough that are going to catch, but not big enough to sort of stub it out. Just going to grab by Andrew's foot here. Favorite of mine. Always tend to find them around as a blown down twigs. And you're just looking to get a good enough base where you can start to add some of your logs. We're big on our fires, so we've always got a pretty, I think it was something put into us by our dad. You always need a good firewood pile when you're up camping and up at the cottage or up north. So we're at our cottage up here, so we've got that handy. But if you were out camping or something, you'd just be looking for blown down branches and starting small and progressively getting bigger. So you can see that bark's going, kindling's starting to go. So I'm putting the logs, this is where the log cabin helps. It's got some support under it here that lets air still get in, but it's keeping it up, and you can see it's starting to catch a bit of a flame there. So that's a pretty big log. You can already see it's starting to smoke. So the heat off the bark and things, you don't want to smother it by putting your big pieces right on top, but this log cabin approach gives you sort of that structure that you can get it in here, allow it to start catching fire without suffocating the whole thing.